Greetings and blessings to all my beautiful people this morning. It's Monday. I hope you're feeling good. It's your boy Mickey. You know I'm here for you. Today we got a great episode. I want you guys to like and share on your way in. And if you're watching this after the fact and the live is over, still like and share. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And today we got a great show. I got a lot of videos today, and it's Monday, so your energy should be up. I'm feeling really good. I got my energy up, and I got a lot of things to talk to you guys about. I don't know where to start, but man, when I tell you in these YouTube streets, it is crazy. Okay, I'm not gonna start with the Diddy yet. We're gonna jump into the Diddy thing, but right now, what I want to start talking about is this whole Cardi B and Steph and Offset. Let's just break down a few things so I can get you guys up to speed of how I feel on this situation and just the reality of life and love. I mean, this is playing out in the public's eye, and to be honest with you, in these times, there's nothing wrong with that. It's public opinion added with just a bad relationship. Now, okay, for my fellas out there, let me give you guys a word of advice, especially and you ladies too, and the ladies too. This is something that we all have to learn from. How you treat somebody in the end, sometimes it turns back to you. Because sometimes, we now I just want to say I have no dog in this fight, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm leaning more towards what Cardi's decisions, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. Don't you have to get some understanding out of this situation. We all know that Offset from the early beginnings, he didn't take this relationship as serious as this relationship actually was. It's one thing to be having sex with somebody. It's one thing to be, have money. But it's another thing when somebody loves you and you loving her, you're loving everybody around. Look, man, us as fellas, we have to have some kind of understanding here, and we have to be fair. Just because it's and I'm gonna give Cardi this. It didn't matter if Offset had $2 in his pocket. Cardi doesn't seem to be the type of person that's just gonna go for somebody for their money or even having money in front of love. I feel like Offset is getting a taste of his own medicine in front of social media. Because look, a lot of times dudes think that they can just leave a chick with a baby or have babies with somebody and still go out there and do their own thing. When you marry somebody, that's a commitment that you guys have to work on, and it's a long lasting thing. This is a lifetime situation. Now, if you're going out there and you're cheating, you're getting caught on social media, what do you expect your lady to do? Sit back and keep crying for you? That's just not how life works. It might have worked in 1960 something, but not in 2025. You got to make sure that the love that you have for your partner is an unconditional love, and you don't go out there and hurt them, especially in front of the public's eye. I mean, come on. And you get on here and you say all of these bad things about Cardi and trying to paint this picture when we all know as just onlookers that you haven't been serious about this relationship. Trust me, just having babies with somebody or just feeling somebody to try to get all these babies into somebody, it doesn't make that they're locked down. Love does not just stop there. And I want everybody to take some kind of understanding. Yes, when it comes down to family, but look, listen, this is the life that we're living in. This is the life where if your mistakes could be detrimental to your future with the one that you claim you love. What we are actually seeing here is somebody that's really appreciating her and loving on her and really keeping her in their eyesight instead of looking at every other chick. Because as men, we see tons of females every single day on social media. Don't you think that ladies see tons of guys? I think when it comes down to relationship, is no price tag attached to it. Because a good woman, if you really love on her and she's in love with you, it doesn't matter how much money you have. You guys build together and you can grow way and have a way better loving relationship than a person that's trying to just be in a marriage just to say you're in a marriage. This is not what it's about. I think you use the young man's thinking in a grown woman's playing field. And we all know that females right now, they are up. So if you're not going to treat them right and give your love to somebody and actually mean it and be honest with them, don't expect them to stick around. I don't care if it's babies involved or this and that. It's how you make a person feel that really want to stick it out with you. Cardi's been through a lot. We've seen a lot of things go down and transpire, how we've seen on social media, girls showing pictures of them messing with Offset and him doing his own thing on the side, running back home and trying to make up, make up to break up. Look, this is not the times we're living in. For all my fellas out there, this is a good learning lesson. For the guys that don't cheat, look, this has nothing to do with you. The guys are standing by your family and standing by your lady. This has nothing to do with you. This is an eye opener for the people that want to feel that, oh no, I have her locked down at home and I can still go out there and do my thing in whatever strip clubs or whatever you got going for yourself. We got to wisen up as people, as men, as females. We have to do better. Don't get mad at Cardi because she moved on. Yes, it's in the public's eye, but what I told you, these relationships nowadays are all going to be in the public's eye. So don't look at that because I feel like if you're loving on somebody when it's in the public's eye, that's a beautiful thing to see. But when you're out there and you're cheating on somebody and then you turn around now and all of these harsh things you're saying, that's the reason why Cardi got boiled up like that, because at the end of the day, she wanted to work it out with you in a way where you can see your kid. It's not like she's holding back the kid or doing things but it's the fact that you keep making these same mistakes. And when you see somebody making the same mistakes, you know that's not going to change. Good morning. Good morning. Is it Happy Pride Day? So Happy Pride Day to everybody that's out there. If you're celebrating Pride Day, I guess today's Pride Day. Happy Pride Day to you guys. Much love. I got love for everybody. But right now I'm talking on this Cardi and Offset situation. I don't want the fellas to go out there and just look at Cardi like she's just like some person that's running out there and just sleeping. No, that's not her mix. That's not what she was on. She found somebody that loves her for her. Now, I hear a whole bunch of things going around, but, I know it might hurt a little different when you see a female saying, you know what, I'm done with you, and they run off and you see it play out on social media. But at the end of the day, this is something that's been going on since we were kids and dating, and it's just without the social media. Now you see that somebody's loving on the person that you claim to love, you get mad. That's very, very selfish. You cannot expect to go out there and just stop her from living her life just because you want to go and do what you want. And like I always say, there's a lot of guys out here, right, that they'll get a girl pregnant, they'll keep getting them pregnant so they can stay in the house, but they're not doing right by them. That's not right. I don't care and that's not just a male's point of view. That's just how it is, man. You have to man up. Once you lay down with a person, you say you love them, there should be not anybody else on social media that comes your way. I hear a lot of people talking and adding money into this. It's not about the money, you guys. Love has nothing to do with money. Trust me, if a female got herself together, she's not thinking about money. She's thinking about somebody that can actually genuinely love her. It has nothing to do with money at all. So I don't know why the money and all that type of stuff plays with the marriage, that comes in with like the business side of a relationship. But that has nothing to do with what we're seeing and what's playing out on social media. Let's just keep it real. Now, I know it's gonna hurt some people's heart, but you have to understand, when there's a king with a crown on his head, there's also a queen with a crown on her head. And if the respect is not mutual, this is what's the result of it. And I've seen this play out all the time. I've made mistakes in the past where in my earlier stages where I made some mistakes and I went out there and I might have lost one or two good people that I felt like, damn, you know what? She would have been really good for a long term, but that's how it works out. You have to man up. You gotta man up, and there's no disrespect to you, Offset, but this is, you thought that she would be a chick like those other chicks that's just gonna sit it out and wait on you. But when a female has herself together and she creates in her mind that it's no longer about the money, it's about the person that's really gonna be in love with her, that's gonna attract to her. God is good in these YouTube streets. God is good. God will bring that person that sees you for who you really are and what your heart is really. And as far as Steph and Cardi and them doing their thing, it's for some people it might not be the best sight to see, but for others we have an understanding that, look, when two people are in love, there ain't anything you can do to keep them away from each other. I don't care if I have $2 in my pocket. If she loves me and she's a big superstar after that big show, guess where she's going to be? She's going to be right in the bed next to me, because the love that I have for her is going to be unconditional. Don't, and a lot of dudes do this. They feel like, oh no, I have money so I can treat her a certain way. No, some females are not out there looking for money. When are we gonna understand this? I don't know the type of people that a lot of people will be around, but when you really understand how life works, it's not just about the money. Now, you see Offset out here and he is complaining and saying all of these harsh things, but in reality, how hurt was Cardi when she had to see her man, or her husband I should say, on social media with these chicks that's not even in love with him, they just want to have sex. Sex is one thing, but love is another. And if when you compare those two and you get a match, there's no way you're gonna let go of that. And this is not to say, oh, so now people are looking to see if Steph and Cardi's relationship go. It doesn't matter how long it goes. It's all about the time. We are human beings, and we are living. We're living for love. We're living to enjoy ourselves as this life experience as we know it. So I would just explain to you guys like this: if you have somebody that you love, you put your time into that person, put time into your family, put time into the people that really care for you, because once love goes, it ain't coming back. It ain't coming back. It's too many people on this earth that you can love on and they can love you back, and you can feel that love, and you don't have to run out there and just look at somebody for, it's not about status. I don't know why people are blinded by that. This is about a female that can't put up with the nonsense that you put her through. And now when the tables turn, you can't take it. A lot of dudes fall into this trap. They want to be this macho man, but at the end of the day, she's really a macho lady. She got the paper too. So you knew you wasn't gonna win in that field. So slandering, all of the slandering things like that, that ain't gonna ever work out too good. Trust me, it's never gonna work out too good, because some of us see past all the blurs and all the nonsense that goes around. Now, when it comes to Cardi B's side, I think she was very, very mad when it came down to saying that, she hoped that he passes in his sleep and all that, because she was just frustrated up to that point. It's like, if she doesn't say anything harsh back to it, this guy's gonna keep doing this harassment. And and as a man, you feel some kind of way when you lost somebody and now they're with somebody that really cares. But is that a feeling that you get because you love them, or is that like a selfish feeling that you want to feel like everything is mine that I touch? I see this all the time. I see guys getting girls pregnant that they know they're not going to be truthful in their life, and they feel like that's going to hold them down. That is not how life works. Not in these times, not ever in the next years to come. You have to wisen up and and man up to the point where if that's your family, you do right by your family. You don't have no other girl feeling like the door is just open and she can walk in, sleep with you, run out, and your wife is not going to do anything. Come on now, man. We grown men out here, man. We gotta be fair here. And especially if you're saying you love them, I can understand if y'all were just dating, boyfriend, girlfriend. But you talking about you married her, and you didn't want to stick to the commitment. You broke the vows a long time ago. So don't get mad at Cardi because you see her with somebody else, another guy, and he's of status where it kind of matches up. Don't get mad at that. Do not get mad at that, you guys. We gotta be true with ourselves. We got to be really true with ourselves. Trust me, man. Don't look at this situation. It's getting messier and messier and messier. When people are in love, I'm telling you, there's nothing you can do about it. The world could add their 2 cents here and there. They're making love to each other. You could just imagine what's going down with them. So that's just something that you have to face as a man. Take your loss and find a way that you guys can, work together where your kids are not affected by your arguments, in other words. So keeping that part, keeping the kids and that out of the arguments and out of these situations will be best for you guys. It would be best for you guys. You guys arguing back and forth, that's gonna happen. That's gonna always play out until that dies down, until he finds somebody else that he can truly be himself and not do these wrongs to another person. But when it comes to cheating and all of this and that, all of that stems from a person that can't commit in a relationship, man. If you can't commit to the one you love, then who are you going to commit to? Were you going to commit to your fans? It's this, your job and who you present yourself to be on those stages has nothing to do with the real person you are at home. One is a job, and another is the people at home going to know you for you. And that was where Cardi was at. She took a back step. She took the back route and stayed and waited for you, and you was out there messing around. So you can't, it's not, I don't see this as like a, oh, he cheated on me, she cheated back. No, this is not that type of situation. This is a woman that put up with you for a while and said, I can't take it anymore. And don't and let's not act like you guys that, I mean, it's not just her, Cardi. A lot of chicks DMs be full. But it's always up to them and their situation on what decisions they make going ahead with another person. Come on now, we got to be fair. We're living in a world where people get delusional when the cookie crumbles and it's not on their side. I see a lot of guys, they think that you think that when you give a chick a baby and you don't do right by her, she can't do anything because she's stuck, this and that. Well, that's not the times we're living in. Let me tell you, love is so scarce around these social media streets that if somebody, even a man like myself, men that really want to have long term, it doesn't matter whatever you come with. If I love you, I'm working with you, and it's vice versa for the females. Don't get up on here and think that and for us average people, regular people, don't think that this can't happen to you and your lady. You have to, if you do right by your lady, this should never happen because they can see the love way past the bells and whistles. And if they can't, and trust me, the bells are something else, but when the whistles start whistling, oh my goodness, you're out of here, man. So I just want to let them know that, as far as the messiness, yeah, they can slow down on the messiness at this point, because us as the onlookers and looking in, we understand what's going on. Some people are gonna have feel a certain way because they're gonna feel like, oh no, now she's getting to do what she wants to do. But no, he was doing what he wanted to do from the beginning. I'm telling you, you can go back right now and Google the people that he's been, and it'll be a line of people. It's disrespectful. Not only don't you do that to your lady, females, don't do that to your man. And this is, we're not living in the times where you're sneaking around and doing it. No, we're living in the times where you're sleeping around on somebody and they're putting you up and saying you did this with them and doing it to make Cardi look bad. After a while, that's not the way you treat people. Have a heart for people. You can't have every chick in the world because you feel like you're some rapper. No, that's not how it goes. A lot of those rappers that you're seeing now getting caught up in these situations, back at home, their families are not wrapped tight like how you think they are. They're more in control of the family because they're the one that's bringing in income, and they use that income to say, I can do whatever I want. That's not a person that loves you. That's a person that has you in a business relationship just to get behind whenever he or she wants. You don't do that, and sometimes it backfires, and this is what we're seeing on social media. You hear what I'm saying? So just be good to people, because a good woman ain't gonna leave you for some other guy that's flooding her DM. You wanna know why? Because she knows that guy just wants sex and he don't want love. But when a man wants love and a woman is attracted to that guy because at home she's not being fulfilled, whether it's sexually, whether you're cheating on her, you're gonna lose your lady. You're gonna lose your queen. So be careful out there, and this is a lesson for everybody out there, that all of us, men and women, that think that love, you can just replace it. No, it's not like that. Once love is lost, it can be reignited with somebody else that's looking for it. That's the difference. That's the difference. We're not in high school. We're not in high school where, you're mad at him for going with. No, this is not that. There's so many people with social media. It's not that everybody has options, but we got a little bit. There's a lot of things that people bring to and help other people with that upgrades them. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could be a mindset. You could open her mind to new things and put her in a position where she's becoming a better earner, or he could put you, or she could put you in a position where you become a better earner because you're already a better lover. You understand what I'm saying? So don't think that it's like a money status thing, because you'll be surprised how many ladies out here don't just look at the money. Yeah, there's a lot of females that think that the money, they're lost. But there's a lot of females that say, you know what? I'm gonna go for the love. I got my thing. I got myself together. I could throw him this and whatever his dreams are and work with him. You never know how the dynamic fits. So don't just plump money on top of it when they have kids involved. Because when those kids get older, these stories play out, and it's a new understanding of when you're raising your family that kids take in, to understand that, mom and dad didn't work out, but if it's explained to them right, they'll understand why. And you don't want your kids to grow up and see all this fussing, fighting, bickering back and forth. But sometimes when it's social media, they grew up in these times. So it's more digestible than what people would think. In our time, it wouldn't have been digestible. But for them, this is how it is. They grew up in social media. So I think that part of it, I feel like, you know, when it comes down to Steph and Cardi, they look like they make a good couple. And I can't just say because I'm not in the bed with them, but from what I see, they both look happy. And what I see is another, you know, like your ex, or how, I don't know if you got to figure out the divorce and everything, but this is just how it goes, man. But love is completely different than just having sex with somebody, or just going places with somebody. When you love somebody, you'll do anything for them and do anything to keep them happy. And I think that's what we're seeing and we're experiencing. And it's an eye opener for all of us fellas out there that's thinking that your money makes it, you're too good to, you know, just stay with one person. Stop going out there like you Mr. Macho Man, and just realize that you lost your queen because of your, you know, your stupidity. Now, if you, I don't know what chances you have at, you know, as far as getting back with her, but I would just lay low right now, man, and make sure that the family and everything is straight. Get that situated and get the, you know, as far as the kids, you know, find some understanding within that where you guys can both, you know, parent the kids without having this fussing, bickering back and forth. I mean, it is what it is. You might, for those who don't want to hear it, they're probably shaky in their relationships. You know, there's a lot of relationships right now that we think that they look good together, but they ain't doing nothing in bed. They ain't making love to each other. They don't love each other. One person's not even getting off right. She ain't had an orgasm in like 2-3 years. She ain't feeling. Look, these are the things that you have to work that out at home. I can't say, go point the finger and say who's right, who's wrong. I can see what's going on. I could see a man that lost his way because he felt like he was going to be out there with other people, and he has different baby moms. All of this stuff came into play. When somebody put their trust in you and then you just give them babies and run off and start doing your thing again, that is not going to work for every lady. Don't you think that's going to work for everybody? Don't think that's going to work for everybody. And it's a lesson learned. I just feel like it's a lesson learned, you guys. Salute to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. And before we get into the next couple topics, I want you guys to know, after this is all over, I have 2 videos that's gonna be out. One is out already, and it's on. I wanted to just open your minds up to a couple scams with like the crypto. I know everybody's trying to get their money right, but now with that desperation people have because of the economy, people are putting their money in places and taking leaps that they're getting hurt by, because a lot of people out there, while you're taking the leap, there's somebody out here trying to trick you. So I put that video out. That dropped early this morning. You guys can get to that around your lunchtime. And I also have something coming up for 11 o'clock, just about people having to move back home and just giving themselves a refresh. Sometimes you need a refresh. Don't let social media come in here and tell you who you are. You know who you are. So I have that coming, and yeah, there's a lot of things going on, you guys, that I see that I'm just not right with. I'm like, you can't knock somebody for wanting better for themselves. And if you're not included in that better, that means that you made that mistake. You made that mistake, man. You lost your queen. I see this happen all the time. Dudes, they get on. If you really love somebody, even if you made a mistake in your relationship, in your marriage, it's not to say that you can't make it up for it, but you have to put in the time to show them that, no, you will never make that mistake again. Whether you're a male or female. If you really, really love that person, you won't want hurting that person once. That's good enough. You have to correct your wrongs. Now, if you have a problem with you can't stop sleeping with other people, then maybe the marriage thing is not for you. It's not for you. You can't keep your thing in your pants, and now when she goes out and you know they're doing their own thing, now it's a problem. You got to really check yourself on that. And that's not me saying anything bad about Offset, because he's a younger guy and these are the type of mistakes younger guys make. And now that we're living in these times with social media, it's completely changed. So you got to just wisen up. For everybody else, don't lose your loved ones to your selfish acts or your selfish ways, because we're not living in the times. If you want to commit to somebody and make it long term, you have to stick to that. And it's not easy, but you have to work it out. And that's what love is all about. That's how you build families. Everything is not going to always be right. Everything is not going to always be correct. You're not going to love everything about everybody. But what you have to you always remember, the fire that you once lit when you first started, you have to keep that fire lit throughout the years and years to come. A lesson learned. Number two, I wanted to talk to you guys about is Diddy's trial. Now, I want to break down something to you that I'm not seeing a lot of people speaking of. Because when they hear sex trafficking, they're like, oh, he didn't do any sex trafficking, this and that. It's not just sex trafficking. Did you guys ever hear of the word called racketeering? He did so extortion. What else comes in racketeering? If you being violent, all of these things are under racketeering. You guys can go check it out. So it's a lot of things that he's already found guilty in front of our eyes that we're not really paying attention to yet. These people there's so many people that they said, as far as Diddy, that he did the R2 already. I don't care if you're fighting for and saying, oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. Look, we're concentrating on the things that he did do. It's not only a play on his character. These are absolutely things that people were around him and witnessed and seen him do. Now, whether you have your take on how, you know, females are out there and they lie on guys, this and that, that's true too. But in this particular situation, and as far as Cassie, what did she do wrong? She slept with him. And at times where she felt like it could work, yeah, she was sleeping with him. They was doing the most. But when things got bad, it got worse. And that's when his power kicked in to let her know that she couldn't go anywhere. The steps that it took to get to this point of him showing her the monster he was. It's not, you know, people, you know, that's why when this case first started, everybody had their mind on the money. Oh, well, she already got $20 million. Look, listen, you guys, listen. Stop putting money in front of people's pain. Stop it. Just because a person has money, you don't characterize them just because they have money. You know how many people have money and people that don't, that go through the same situations? No, it's not about that. She gave that man what she could, and then after, when it was time that she wanted to get away from him, she couldn't. Run into the prince, run into all these people. He had eyes on her. He was locking it down. He was showing her that Kid Cudi and all these people that she thought that she could run with. They weren't going to be strong enough for him, and he's going to be popping up at all these places. So you have to start realizing that there's a lot of things that come within this. Her family with the extortion. We've seen R. Kelly do it. Pay people's families and their mothers and fathers and stuff to keep their mouth shut and not pay attention to what was going on with his daughter. And it's easy to say, oh, their parents knew. No, all you have to do, if they're coming from a low environment or a place where they don't have a lot of money and he's helping them pay, well, it's not to say that they'll turn a blind eye, but they're just not even going to look that way when it comes down to him, you know, because he's taking care of them. That is a form of extortion, you guys. This falls under racketeering. This is the reason why people are so caught up with the sex and the baby oil that they're forgetting about the crimes that has already been committed and explained to us. This is the reason why that character play plays a big part in this case. Pay attention to what's going on. Pay very close attention. A lot of people, I hear some people online saying, oh, Kid Cudi was a snitch, this and that. Kid Cudi's not a snitch. Number one, this is a message to all the guys that think that every guy has to follow street rules. Me, myself, the reason why I'm calling Kid Cudi a snitch, because I'm not a criminal. I'm not a criminal, you guys. If you guys was looking from an opinion from a criminal, well, okay, then they're going to say snitch. But if you're not a criminal, why the hell are you following these street rules? If you're not from the street, you don't have to follow those rules. Kid Cudi's not a street dude. And let me tell you a joke. The people that's not in the street, people in the streets trust us more than people that they're fighting against in the streets, because we are more loyal. It's the people in the streets that snitch on their own people. It's the people in the streets that tell and do all of this nonsense. The loyal people that's not in the street have more loyalty towards the people and their friends than those street guys would ever have, and all those gangs. Think about it. Do you think gangs are regular people just neighbors pointing out the window on the gangs? No, it's their own people when they get caught in a situation they can't face up to. Their own friends that they thought were friends is the ones that snitching on them. So pay attention. Don't, as the youth out there, do not go out there and think you have to follow these street rules. That is a broken man's standpoint. If you're not a criminal, why would you look at people with these criminal rules? These rules have been set by people that lost their way and never could come to a point where they can establish themselves as a decent human being. Now, it's a difference between somebody making mistakes at a young age, getting caught up in prison, and then coming out and changing their life. Those are the people I commend, because it takes that much more to change your life in an environment where they're looking for you at like this certain person. I know so many people, I know so many street dudes and they respect me for me. They respect me from my different point of view. They don't want me to come out there and act like one of them. No, they respect me because they know I'm going to be more loyal to them than the people that they have around them. The reason why they can't get those people from around them, because they have this image, and this is where the majority of what their dirt is doing, they're around those people. But more and more as time goes, you're going to see more street dudes turning back, going home, changing their life around. Those are the ones I show respect to, because everybody makes mistakes. You might have get caught up and did so much years in prison and came out and changed your life and your whole outlook because you had time to sit down, and that's nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking to that street dude aspect of it. I'm talking to the guy that's still on the corner like, he's snitching, when you know that you don't even own that corner. You don't own anything on that block. All you're doing is bringing pain to people out there just trying to live their life. Those are the people you guys got to watch out for. They'll tell you, oh, he's a snitch, and they'll try to, look, all this snitching and this and that, only criminals abide by that stuff. When you really think about it, you don't have to follow these rules that are put in place. The only thing that you have to follow is the law when you're a good person. You don't want to see anybody else hurt. And to be honest with you, I'm not telling on nobody. That has nothing to do with any street rules. I'm minding my business. But when your nonsense becomes my business, I'm always going to pick me first and me in a better situation, because I'm not going out there to hurt anybody. That's the difference. So when you're out there and you're claiming to be this big street dude, and no, so there's ways to fight against that. They don't want you. The reason why they don't want you to go to the law, because when the law catch they behind, they're going to be in prison for the rest of their life, because they keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. And it takes more. And let me tell you something when it comes to street dudes. Don't come out here with this when it comes down to, and you trying to say you're motivating the youth and doing this for the youth. No, you're not, because it takes a mentality, a mindset. You won't be calling somebody else a snitch if you had really changed who you are. Because you would know that, you know what? Tell the youth the truth. Tell them the truth. Tell them when you was in prison, how many men were sleeping with men. Tell them when you was in prison how all these people that you claim that they loved you never even gave you a phone call, never came to visit you. The only people that was there by your side was your family and your old lady. Tell them the truth instead of giving them this mindset that being the toughest guy and going out there and hurting people, they'll have to turn around now and say, shh, don't tell on me. No. Don't be fooled by these people is what I'm trying to tell you. If you see anybody out here changing their life, and you see maybe they in the past they might have did something, now they're on YouTube and they're content creating, they're no longer street dudes. They're content creators that came from a street background. There's a difference within that. They're doing something different with their life, and I commend and respect that, because they see their wrongs and they don't want to see their wrongs in other kids growing up. That's the difference. Not the guy that's saying, I'm OG, this is what, you don't snitch on nobody, this and that. You know how stupid you sound? You talking about you changed your life and you still calling people out there snitching? Do you know what type of mindset is that? You guys got to really wake up and see people for who they really are. Stop following behind people that don't care or love you, so you won't get yourself caught up with all this nonsense that be going on. People will always try to confuse people or try to make their wrongs right to the world. But after a while, people see through all of that nonsense. If you're just good to people, you don't have to worry about who's snitching or this and that. Kid Cudi ain't snitched. That man is an artist. He's not only just an artist, he's an exceptional artist. His music has hit movies, touched people all around the world. Yeah, we might not see him on the day-to-day or hear his music all over the radio, all over the place, but his music, it had that much more to it than just how he lives his lifestyle outside of music. And that's the problem with a lot of artists now. They want to build up this street rep to get in the game so they can build a struggle off of that. But what happens is they get cut short because this whole street life that they're trying to portray is the same life that's going to take them away when they get a little piece of change. And it's sad because it's our own people. And we see them making the mistakes, trying to be cool, trying to be the toughest. All of that stuff, it doesn't really amount to anything. Why don't you try to be the biggest lover to your family, the biggest provider? All of these things makes you a better person. Everybody wants to scream accountability and leadership, but nobody wants to follow what it really entails. That's the reason why you're never ever going to see a leader on there on telling people, oh, don't snitch this and that. You're not a leader, dude. You're not a leader. You're leading people down the wrong route. Stop having so much to say about good people and start realizing what being a good person really is. Stop trying to pretend using these big words that you just learned yesterday to try to manipulate your fans to make you feel like you're somebody else. It's never going to work for you because deep down inside, we know what's the real truth. We know your music is not selling because people don't believe in you anymore. We know that you're putting up a fake image because we already heard your story and we comparing it to people that really went through it and it doesn't match up. I see a lot of, and this goes to show you how the picture people paint behind you could be the same picture that you try to live up to. You see Larry Hoover, right? Me personally, my take on Larry, I don't feel like he's going to come out and just be like, walk and say, all the GDs, you meet up with me like the Warriors movie. No, I feel like his life has been changed. And I feel like him being pardoned or whatever, that's really none of my business. I feel like anybody coming out of prison, that's like a second chance. So I will always commend that. But I don't feel like he's going to come out and hurt people and this and that. When it comes down to NBA, young boy getting pardoned. NBA, he has a drug problem. And I feel like if he drops his drug problem, we can actually see who NBA, we can wipe away the fog and see who the kid really is. And I feel like once he catches up to that, then he probably won't be out there. I don't think he was hurting anybody. You guys got to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't feel like he was slided on people and things like that. I just feel like the drugs overcame what he thought it would be. A lot of rappers fall into that. You'd be surprised how many rappers became alcoholics just having too much of celebration. So and they think that it's sad because you hurt your fans when you get hurt. People look up to you, man. Try to be a better person and don't be so much in everybody's business telling people what they're not. Try to tell people where they can go. And then you start creating those leadership qualities. Because us content creators, for me, I'm kicking it from how I feel inside. They kicking it from how they want you to look at them to be. It's a difference with that. It's a difference. Can't you see the difference? It doesn't. And let's stop with all the worrying about the subscribers, this and that. Look at my tribe. We building day-to-day people subscribing, pressing the button, showing me love. That's real love. That's not the fake stuff that they just, do this because they want to see you in a hole. Every time you fall to the same mistake, right? You don't have to, I'm not the type of person that's going to point out, he's going broke. Do I? No, I never do things like that because I know how hard it is for artists out there. I know how hard it is in hip hop right now. The trust is at an all-time minimum. People are not really buying into people's music and things like that anymore. They're buying into the person. And when they see people out there and they're deceiving the youth and just, I'm street, this and that, that's how you know that their mentality is at an all-time low. I mean, we all grow. Why are these people staying the same age? It's awful. And everybody wants to be this macho man player now. You know, I got this chick, that chick. After a while, when the females really look around like, you know what? You don't got me. That guy that was talking about love and stuff, I think I'm going to go that direction. And that's how we see these types of things play out. So when you see like Diddy and these guys getting themselves in trouble, of course, they extended their power not only just to females, the man was sleeping with males too. But people, all of these guys, they're pretend like they didn't hear he was sleeping with males. All this time, they're pretending he didn't sleep with males. You want to know why? Because they're scared. They don't want the females to know what actually goes down in these prisons. They don't want that. Because then the females like, what? What are you talking about? You're supposed to be this. What happened? Yeah. When you come out and change your life, you no longer live by those ideologies and go back. Just listen to what they're saying really. Use your brain. Listen to what they're really saying to you. Are they driving you down the right direction, or are they trying to take you back to make some profit off of you? Be mindful of this. It's one thing to have you dressed up in the designer, but if inside you're a demon, you're still that same person that could end up in prison. You understand how this works? The youth are starting to wake up faster than you think, and they're starting to see who's the real leaders and the real OGs. How about that? If you really want the youth to do something, why don't you just open up a youth center? Do things for the youth. Don't tell them what they can and can't do. They can do whatever they want to do. But if you lead them in the right direction, we will see change from them because they're smart too. They're smart too. They're smart enough to know if mom and dad is just being led by money, because they could make the money that mom and dad makes. It's more than just money in every one of these situations. It's not about what kind of car you're driving or what type of clothes you're wearing. It's about who you are as a person. And I see people are making these mistakes all up and down these YouTube streets. And then they try to man up. No, you're not manning up over here. You're not going to be manning up over here unless you change your life. I respect the ones that have been through some struggle, but then they change their life, turn around and say, you know what? Nah. I could get on here and tell you stories how I saved real street dudes in shootouts. In the middle of the shootout, I'm coming through. I'm sliding through. Yo, hop in. Let's get out of here. What are you doing? Talking to them in a different way where other dudes couldn't even talk to those street dudes out here in Queens that way. You wouldn't have got the same response. You know why they treat me different? Because they respect who I am as a person. They know that their loyalty stands with me. That's the difference with us. There's a big difference. You're not looking at somebody that there's people like me out there, but you're not seeing people like me on the average day to day. Who the street dudes respect as well as good dudes. It's because loyalty and being truthful. That's how you gain trust in anything, whether you're buying or you're selling. You have to have trust in all of these situations. Look at it like that. If somebody's trusting and looking up to you, you got to give them your best opinion, your best advice. You don't just lead somebody down the wrong way or try to extort them like Diddy. He's forcing his love on people that don't even love him. You can't force somebody to love you. That's when things start becoming illegal, when you start putting your hands on females and that. Yeah, you put your hands on a male and see what happened. You think just having $1 billion, you can't, a bullet don't have your name on it? Man, please. We got to wake up and see that what our mistakes are detrimental when it comes down to family and when it comes down to people around you. That's why I can't bust it up with people that have that low mindset and don't understand what life is really about. You're getting older. Do better for yourself. Stop jumping on here at an old age and just disrespecting people like you got it all together. You don't got it together. We can all see it. I don't have it all together, but I don't push that. Like people feel like they, I'm telling you, there's so many fake kings and queens out here. They're just lost, man. I don't want you guys to fall trapped to those people. They are driven by so many different things. Some people could be, I've seen people, their man did wrong and now they're mad at the system. No, he did wrong to put himself in that position. Why are you looking at the system? What's wrong with you? If you schooled him and put him in a position where he don't have to do all this nonsense to survive, it would have been different. Pay attention. People out here thinking, did he this, did he what? Did he what? Did he do it or not? That's not up to me. That's up to the judge and the jury. I'm only giving you my opinion, how I feel this whole situation is about, what it's about. Y'all forgetting about the racketeering part. Check out and see what racketeering is involved with, and you'll see, oh, he's in trouble. Rest in peace to Mr. Fenty, Ronald Fenty, Rihanna's dad. Before we go any further, family's always family. Never met him, but just losing a loved one and losing your folks, man, it's completely different. It hurts, and thank God she has a good guy by her side. They can remember all the good times, and you know how it is, man. Losing your people, man, it ain't easy. But check up on your people, check up on them, and I know she was there for him. Some life is life, and at this point, and we got to realize that There's a lot, way more important things to be worrying about what another person is, all the wrongs they're doing. There's people that live good lives and have good families like myself and care about the things that are really meaningful. I think you guys should stick around that. That's the biggest investment in life. If you don't ever hear that from anybody, you're hearing it from me. I seen another thing going around too. Shouts out to my boy Choke No Joke, y'all. For y'all that don't know Choke No Joke, man, Choke, he put down some word last night. He was one of the content creators I got to check out his live. RayJ. RayJ get up on here and start talking all this mumbo jumbo about Suge Knight, how he this and that. Let me tell y'all something. Just from me to you, I won't believe anything that RayJ says out of his mouth. I think all this stuff with all the booty goons, this and that, and the people he been around, he knows more than he's telling us. And with the Whitney Houston and all that, people have questions for that guy. So he's type of guy that he does the most, and he'll lie to you in front of your face. A lot of celebrities do that to save face. It's sad, but I can see through all of that, man. RayJ, I wouldn't believe anything that RayJ says. And that's the reason why his sister Brandy, we love Brandy too, but Brandy be trying to tell him like, yo, cool out with this and that. You're going to find yourself in trouble. And this is one of the reasons why. You get on here and you're going to get yourself in trouble with all of, you talking about you seeing somebody or somebody, two guys or somebody, and you was watching. I'm a straight man. I'm not going to be sitting and watching two gay dudes. I'm not going to be a part of that. And this is the same thing that delves back into like the Diddy situation. I feel like when RayJ seen Diddy was getting in trouble for this, he just started panicking. You know how these types of people, they start panicking and start saying whatever just to deter you from what it really is. But so for some of us, we see through all of that. And people still up to this day have questions about the Whitney Houston. Are you serious? It's not, and this is not to embarrass anybody, because if you're embarrassed about doing sexual things, having gay acts, you shouldn't have been doing it. And allegedly, you was seeing all this go down, and now you pointing the finger at Suge. Let me tell you, remember what I always tell y'all? The person whispering the secret in somebody else's ear, the person that they whispering the secret to did the same damn thing. Do not trust these people. You just got to know for man to man, is this what it is or not? That's the reason why Fifth goes so hard with Diddy. He knows something that maybe that he don't want to put out there like that, but he knows more about that guy because he's been around the industry long enough, over 10, 15, 20 years, and he could see way past what was going on. That's the reason why when Fifth came in the game, he was like, word, this is how it's going? Oh, I'm not with this. God gave him enough strength to pull through. People look at, that's why I bring up guys like 50. I love guys like Fifth. I met Fifth twice in my life, twice. And the reason why I give him Fifth is like, to me, I've always put him in the Mount Rushmore when it comes to hip hop. I always go like, in any order, like Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, you got to include 50 Cent. His impact up to this day is still alive. You're talking about a guy that came from the harshest environments, almost losing his life and turning it around and make it, man, this story could be repackaged over and over again. You can make movies about this over and over again. Because no matter how you might feel about him, he showed you who he is. And he's smart enough to know that he's not going to be out there on that street corner. No, if you got to look past that corner, look past the corner. It's no longer 50 Cent walking with the hoodie and the pistol in his pocket. Now it's 50 Cent with bodyguards making money, movies all around the world. He leveled up a long time ago. So the mentality that people are still in love with is not the lifestyle that he's living. Yeah, he could knock he could knock people out. Yeah, that didn't change. As a man, you keep that with you. But when it comes to his mentality, that's the thing that people, they're scared to even reach that level. And that's the reason why you'll never see past that corner. He saw past that corner years ago. And that's the reason why certain artists, when you be truthful in who you are, the world accepts you for who you are. But when you're fronting and you out there, you is super street, you're this and that, and then when people really call you out and you ain't really that, that's the reason why nobody can trust in you guys again. Because you're claiming street, you're claiming you're the biggest street guy in the world. Meanwhile, you got a good family at home. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to be happy for who you are. Do you want your kids to go through struggle so they can have a story to tell? So stop promoting it like that. You want your kids to be able to start wherever you leave them at. And that's the difference between the mindsets of a person that wants to see better for people or a person that just wants people to go through what they went through. There's a selfishness in that. I'll never change who I am. I'm not going to jump up on here and say I'm the most street person just because it's cool or I don't have that story. No. You don't like what I'm coming with, then you don't got to watch. It's an option. But I know the difference between what a real man is and a guy that's over there fronting. Us as regular people hold more loyalty than the people that they feel that they got around them. And that's the reason why they always fall every single time. Am I lying? That's the truth. It's the facts, whether you like it or not. I'm not here for everybody to like me, understand? I'm here to lift the people that can find understanding in the things that's going to be more profitable in their life. There's a difference with that. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I guarantee you that 9 out of 10 times what I'm saying will better somebody else's life. Not what you're telling them and don't snitch doing that. You ain't no man. What are you talking about? You still on that stuff? Man, that stuff been played out, man. We in New York City, man. You get caught up out here and you end up in one of them prisons, man, it's over for you. I don't care how tough you think you are. You can't bring them guns in prisons. You got to use razors, knives, and your hands and your mind. And a lot of people don't have this when they go in, so they end up getting caught up in all that nonsense, thinking that they're the toughest. Everybody the toughest in prison. Everybody the toughest. Everybody claim they're the toughest. How do you think that's going to work? How you think you can't get caught up or somebody can't run up behind you? You got to move better than that. And stop trying to put, if that's all you got to sell, your toughness and your story of how you've been beaten up and doing things in prison, well, that's short term. Don't expect that to be long term. You can't put that down in no movie. You can't tell your story nowhere else. You just got to jump on here and start spewing out the most. Come on now. We got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. Really see people for who they are. You're not going to be in them offices. They're not inviting you in them doors with that type of mentality. Why would they do that? Why would they even think about investing in a person that can't even invest in themselves? Come on now. Come on. Do better. Another thing I seen over the weekend it was crazy. Shouts out to my boy DDG. Shouts out to his brother Dub holding him down. Now you got DDG's in the I believe in the DreamCon, and this guy just approaches him and tries to fight him. It's like going all crazy. Number one, and now the guy turning around and try to sue. I said, you see that shit? DDG was smart though. He ain't got nothing to do with DDG at this point because he didn't put his hand. DDG ain't put his hands on him. So now you're gonna try to sue him? No, that's not gonna work out for you. All that suing stuff, because you approached them, we seen how it happened, it's not gonna work out for you. Whatever you lost or you felt you lost, that's your business. But people understand that when you approach people with that type of energy, these are the outcomes that happens. I won't let nobody out here, you step into my family, my brother, none of that's happening. I'll end up doing time behind it, man. It's not happening. I don't care how big you feel. It's all about what's gonna happen after and after the fact. How you gonna expect to live your life after the fact? Yeah, you beat me up today. What's about tomorrow, the next week, and the week after that? You guys gotta pay attention, man. Bad energy, and then they try to sue after. Like, what are you suing for now? Nah, none of that's gonna work. We seen what happened. Shouts out to Dub for holding them down. Come on, that's DDG's brother, for those that don't know. It's like people out here are crazy. Instead of trying to make a come up off of somebody, why don't you just come up on your own? I can't believe some of these people that be doing all this nonsense, they actually got families that don't say nothing to them. Because people, if you coming from a place where you ain't got that much, people will keep their mouth shut because they feel like you're gonna give them something. Not people that really know and what's life all about. It's not about what you give them. It's about how you presenting yourself. I'm like, man, what's going on nowadays, man? These YouTube streets getting nasty, man. It's wicked. My man Smokey Robinson, he in trouble. He up $50 million lawsuit. I don't know if he couldn't keep his penis in his pants, but he couldn't hold something down. I can't tell you what was going on, but hey, this is how it goes. I don't know. I don't know him. I just know him for what he does, but I can't tell you his character behind. I can't formulate that, man. I can't tell you how he is behind the scenes. I just know he's a good singer, you know, like a great singer, I should say. I can't say anything else about how he treats people, and this is what happens. You could perform at your best, but if outside of what you're doing, you treat people a certain way, don't think that's not gonna spill into your career. Y'all don't even know certain jobs you can't even have a social media, and these are the reasons why. Because the way you represent yourself on social media, it looks bad on the company. Did y'all know that? Every establishment has rules and laws that come with it, man. Now, if you're the type of person that you like to run and, you know, you dropped out here, you dropped out there, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, well, the chances you on a come up is kind of slim. There's only a few places that allow you to be a Dumbo and strive. Hip hop is one of them. You could be the worst rapper and the best rapper in the world, and y'all end up in the same place. Pay attention. I think with these times that we're living in, people have to put more substance in what they do so people can see who they really are. Once you miss out on that, everything else could be duplicated. I hear a lot of duplicated music, but then I hear some good music on the side too. I'll stick to that. Yeah. Don't get mad at people who love themselves and are truly themselves. A lot of people get offended by that. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how many folks that got the money, but they just don't got that type of integrity. And that hurts them. So when you find that value in yourself, you no longer have to look at other people for what they have, just who they are. That part of it, you can speak on that part of it. As far as their money, I feel like, man, I wouldn't want to take somebody's money away from them. That same money, they could use that same money to better themselves. If they don't have the money the way they're acting at that point, you think like if they don't have the money, they probably go hurt themselves or hurt somebody else. So it's a good thing that they have the money so they can keep that nonsense over there for whoever believes in it. But for the rest of us that, you know, we know what's better. We know better. When you know better, you do better, man. It's a quote that is always it's something you can live by. You know, a lot of people, they try to be like, you know, oh, this is only what I used to do. But you have to prove that in life. Just like how Offset should have proved that he loved Cardi B and not going to cheat on her. You have to prove that in life. Oh, that was my wrongs in the past. This is who I am now. There's nothing wrong with that. We all make mistakes. But a lot of these mistakes that people are making, they feel like, oh, money could just wipe it away. Hell no. Hell no. You're going to end up in the same place, even if you got millions, as the man with no money that made the same mistake. It ain't no difference to that. It's not a white, it's not a black thing. It's not about none of that. It's about who you are. You go out there and try to be like somebody else, of course you're going to fall victim. It's common sense to tell you that, man. What are we doing? See it all the time, you guys. See it all the time. Another thing, you know, that I found that's really good, I seen this Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, he's like a superhero, a man of respect. I see him, he said, you know, he didn't say he was not giving his kids any wealth, but he was just saying he wants to see his kids graduate from college before they can get that. And I thought about it and I said, you know what? Damn, that's who make Shaquille O'Neal is inside. He has a big heart. And he has love for his kids because he knows if he just give his kids the money, they can fall victim quicker than if they ain't work for something. Once they work and graduate, then the things they want, they can get. There's nothing wrong with that. If we look at Shaquille O'Neal and his career, he wasn't just a big guy standing in the middle blocking basketballs. No, he became his own brand, and he became and made that name for himself. His talents took him to the top, and he kept going up and up. That's the difference. So when people just highlight, oh, the money, he's not giving his kids any money. No, he's giving his kids wisdom. So when they do get it, they would know what to do with it. See, when you just get something and people just give you things, you don't see the value in it. You keep looking over for the next new thing. That's why you lost. If you just give somebody something, they ain't work for it. But if they work and they achieve things, then they know how to achieve. They have the mindset to achieve. Now you can get something. Oh, that's understandable. And in our community, it's needed. A lot of those folks out there, they rich, they give their kids all the money. Their kids make the same mistakes that their father and mother made. Do the same damn thing. And they wonder why, well, I gave you this, I gave you that. No, you didn't give them time to understand their wisdom and their real value. All you did was the money you made, you kept a fake smile on their face by buying them a bunch of junk. Like I always tell you, you buy a car this year, next year is going to be a new model. Who are you to maintain, to keep up with that? That's what's the real thing that counts. Yeah, you shining, doing everything now. You got the big chains, the jewelry and everything, but did you work for it? Do you understand how hard it was to get it? So you can know how long you can keep it. See, life is about maintenance. It's not about just gaining everything in the world. It's the maintenance. How do you maintain? How do you maintain your family? How do you maintain your mental health? How do you maintain the life that you put a whole bunch of things in your way that you have to keep paying on? People get lost in this stuff. It's because they didn't really work that hard for it. It didn't come that hard work wasn't added to their money. Wasn't the reason why they got their money. So when they fall short, they don't know what next to do. If you're going to be doing music and that's what brought you there, do music. Stop trying to be like everybody else thinking that you're going to be successful in everything else. And when you fall short, you try to run back to the music. Huh? God put you here. Music is one of the biggest gifts on this earth because you can directly speak to people. It moves people, motivates people, inspires people. But yet you still trying to make your next buck. And the music ain't even coming out good. It's not coming out good. Shouts out to all the guys in Griselda, man, for keeping hip hop alive too. I can't miss out on them. Can't miss out on them. There's a lot of people that's still putting in that and it's not, just because somebody comes from a street aspect don't mean that they don't drop jewels in their music. It's for you to find and you to understand. They put the food out, you taste it, you like it, you digest it. That's it. That's it. Hip hop is more than just a hustle. I hate to hear that shit. Hip hop is way more than just a hustle. It's a lifestyle. Rapping, yeah, you can rap and hustle your way through with rap, but when it comes to hip hop and living it, there's a certain respect that comes with it for the people that put their all into these words. Not the people that's just going to jump in and get some AI words, put them together because they rhyme good and a good beat. Huh? Wake up, man. This coming out of New York City, these messages I'm kicking to you guys, man. And I'm giving you the real, something you can take with you. A lot of these guys, they ain't lasting long because they ain't come in the game for the right reasons. Don't be like them. Be like yourself. And just be your best self. Every single time you keep getting better at what you do, the things you believe in, and you keep going at your goals, and you'll get there. We can't all walk through the door at the same time. Everybody's going to take time to get in there. Don't look down on people like I always tell you, because when you look down on people, sooner or later, you start looking around and you're the one down there. You too busy looking down at people that you just bumped into the pole. You didn't realize that. You too busy talking about what a person is saying, this and that. Don't you realize when a person is putting good word out there and here you come along with your negative energy trying to wipe it away for the views? It's because you came up in a bad household, probably. You have to really understand why people say and do the things that they do. And it will start reflecting back to their whole family, their whole lifestyle. And it's like, oh, no, you go ahead. You go. No, you go ahead with that. You see how long that takes before you keep putting that food in front of a lion and somebody snatch it. That lion gonna bite. Yeah. Don't be like them, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all some new technology that will amaze y'all. And this is going to put so many people not just in prison, but this is going to wake you up to see how super powerful technology is. Now, they say they got a spy laser, right? That can read your text from a mile away. You think this technology was just here? They can read your text when you're texting from a mile away. You could go look it up. They're starting to use all of this military equipment, and it's going to be put in our lives. So all of your privacy stays off of social media, okay? Off of electrical products, okay? Like off of your phones and all that. That's why what I tell you, when you're writing ideas down, don't type them. Write them down with a pen, the old school way. That sticks with you. I don't write no ideas in my phone and all that nonsense. You keep relying on these type of technology. When they swipe the technology away, you ain't gonna have nothing. Pay attention. Write your ideas down. Journal your life. If somebody make you feel a certain way, write it down. Because in the end, it's gonna work in your benefit. You guys don't even know how happy I am for my new journey, my new venture. Man, I'm skipping down Manhattan. I can't wait. This has nothing to do with how I'm gonna bring you guys. I'm gonna show you guys are gonna see it in right here. Right here is when I present it on. People know me. I don't play around. I'm one of the minds that reached a higher level out here in New York. I'm not just a guy sitting around trying to get at pick and picture every dollar I can get just to say that I got something. No, I've been had something. I'm trying to teach my people and the people that follow me, my tribe, that you are worth more than them people valuing you to be. Okay? You are worth more. As a fan, as a supporter, you are worth more. The value that you put into people, once you cut that in half and start putting some of that into yourself, you'd be surprised how you rise. Don't you ever depend on somebody for something for you. You go out there and get it. It's just having the right information to get it. And you get there. You get there. And for all the people that you might not be sitting, your living situation might not be right now the best. Don't let people talk down on you. You still got value. You still could change things. Don't you know today, one day you could be homeless, the next day you can be where you want to be. In a high rise or somewhere nice, that whatever you like. It's all up to you. And the people that believe in you. So if I have trust in you, I'm going to support you. People see me do it time and time again. If I can support people that have way more subscribers and way more than me, why you think I won't support you? Huh? We all got to start somewhere. That's just how life works. And then you build with people that have trust in you. I can't trust some of these people. They'll tell you anything, sell you anything just to get this. Be mindful of those people. We are living in the times of deception. And people feel that they can deceive people and take stuff and still sell it back to the same person. That's the reason why a lot of these businesses are closing. Because people are starting, even when it comes down to clothes, people are starting like, you know what? I'm gonna skip out on the luxury items and let me just go over here. I see you guys wouldn't even believe what world is out there, man. The thrift shop, everybody's putting themselves together, looking nice and dressing to their energy, while these other people is trying to fit an image. It's a difference between us. You can never out-talk me or talk me down because I know who I am. Whether you like it or not, you could smile and sit up here like the world is just it's just sunshine and flowers, but we all know that it ain't like that. Not everybody, some people are going through it, and you have to have be mindful of those people. Though that person going through it right there in the corner could be the same guy to change the world. Might be the same guy that could cure a disease. Might be the same guy that can give you a wisdom and better your life. But you choose to walk past and step over it for the shiny stuff down the block. The guy that when you go in there, he gonna sell you the moist nice and rob you. Dummy. Think about it. You more worried about an image than what's really true. What's really going on with you? What makes you come on these social media platforms, down people, and talk about people like you got it? Don't you know that your riches could be another man looking at you as you poor, but that same mentality that you have? They'll never, I'm telling you, man, you'll be surprised how these people are so lost. Man, listen, man, they need more than a GPS map to get them back to where life really begins. I'm telling you. People see people treating people bad in their relationships every single day, and they don't care because people are so used to this friction. But that's not what love is about. That's the reason why these relationships don't last. Yeah, look good together, but do it feel good? Nah, man. Behind closed doors, they ain't having no sex. They're not rushing to come home to have sex with their partner. They trying to stay out as long as they can so they don't have to see their partner. That means they're looking for something. When you show people who you are, people will believe it. Start changing stuff up around here, man. And what do you know? There was a mother that was trafficking her own kid, and they gave her life in prison. You think these charges don't come with time? Nah, man. Nah, the world is different. It's not what you... A lot of these people don't even know the law. That's the reason why they can't understand what's going on. They're like, oh, my God, I can't. Because they're doing so much dirt behind the scenes that they feel like they're going to get caught up. Yeah, you will. You will. If you don't stop doing what you're doing, yeah, you're going to get caught up. Yeah, I understand why you be around the strip clubs. And, yeah, because it's a new chick every single time and you don't have to any commitment. Anything that's dressed in commitment, you go that away. Come on. Kodak Black. He's claiming that his one of his baby mothers are they're putting out like false, like they're making up false pages and highlighting his drug use and this and that. But Kodak, you know, as a grown man and man, because I like Kodak Black as an artist, we did see you a little off. This had really nothing to do with your baby mother. Maybe sometimes it takes that much to show people that you're not doing those drugs and things anymore. I've seen Kodak in the new videos, and it looked like he's trying to get himself back together. So I don't know if I'm hoping that he's not really still on the stuff that he's been on. But to say that he was never on something, I'm not a fool, man. We all grown men. But I just hope that he's healthy, gets his life together, and don't go back that way. Because when you're on that stuff, you never really know how people are looking at you. You think you're the life of the party. Meanwhile, everybody's looking at you like the druggie in the party. You don't want to be that person. And I think you can, at your age, you can get yourself back together, man. Sapa, I say to all my peoples out in Miami, all the Zoes out there, that's really, you know, they all the Haitians, the people that's Haitian that I knew that I grew up with, that family, as West Indians, period, we stand on business. Family is everything. That's something that we implement in every situation. Family is always that. So once you have those that type of structure around you, people will tell them and, you know, fix them up. It don't have to be in front of the social media, because social media could be cruel, but you can sober up behind the scenes and still come out on top. You're winning. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Shouts out to Seeking My Shadowlands. I appreciate that. I try to be a good person. I make my mistakes too, but I learn from them and I learn from other people's mistakes. That's my whole thing. Like, I always try, like, to be honest with you, you could always tell when you hear, oh, you know, before we get into, like, for example, Black China. She changing her life around. She found God, right? And she doesn't want to go down the same routes that she might have been when she first started. And people, I see like a group of people knocking her for that. Like, oh, always pointing to what she was. And now she's selling her, I guess her mansion that she once owned. And people are like, oh, it's like this good for you type of thing. No, God is good. God gave her grace. Don't you think that her selling that mansion, she probably don't even want to go back there. Think about it. She sell that mansion, get the money, and now she could really, being that she has herself together, she might not even want something that big anymore. You're looking at it like, oh, she lost this. What did she really lose by selling the mansion? No, she's better in her life. She found God, and she realized that she's a better person without all of that over-sexualized energy and all of this stuff. So I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her. Yeah, the old her, I wasn't with all that, but the new her, yeah, I'm with that. I'm gonna keep pushing for her. Black China, keep doing your thing. Keep standing. Let God hold you down. Sell the mansion, man. You never know. You get tons more. You get whatever you want in abundance. Sometimes what people think that people lost are really those losses are a weight off of their shoulders. Never look at life like that. Just because you lost something don't mean you can't get it back, or even if you want it back again. You don't know people's lives. Stop. For the people that's trying to do good with their life, stop trying to block them and hold them to the person that they once were in the past. I hate to see that. That's why a lot of these interviews, they be all sounding the same on YouTube. Oh, remember when you was in prison? No, I don't want to remember that. What about me and my new movie that I'm about to be in? What about that? That I'm going to be getting paid for the rest of my life. What about that? You don't want to stick to that. You want to say when I was down bad. No, I don't want to give you that blueprint so you could add that onto your story. I don't want to hear those type of interviews. I want to hear where you are right now. Yeah, that's the struggle you came from, but how far did you go past it? I'm not sticking on that struggle. That's holding people back. I'm not buying into that. No. How many times did it take for a person to struggle and do the wrong things for people to understand that ain't the right way to go? That's all I'm saying. Everybody wants to man up. Manning up doesn't mean you put a weapon in your hand, yo. It doesn't mean that. Manning up means that you change your life and you don't need a weapon to go out there and survive. That's manning up. You can put that in your back pocket. I see Mary and I don't know what's going on with this MaryJBlige and this I believe it's Mia, you know, the lady that's Mia Hilton, that's her name. I don't know what's going on with that, man. To me, I don't know. It just sounds like, but I'm not just gonna take it. It sounds like you guys, it's a love quarrel between Votto, huh? But when there's money being involved, like $5 million, that's a sad way to go out, man. I thought that you guys would come to a point where y'all didn't have to take it to court, but being you have to take it to court, hey, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. MaryJBlige, I love MaryJBlige. Her and her sister are really cool people, and I know how it can get. I don't know that lady, but I've seen her, and I've seen her in the past. I believe that's one of Diddy's baby moms. I'm not even sure. But it's like, I hope this is not over a guy, you guys. Because if it is, that's just sad. Because number one, you're dealing with a person that probably is not going to be sticking around too long, or probably got different situations. We've seen, and that's not a knock on Votto, but it's just like, you know when a person can't hold it down when two females are fighting. That means that something went bad. Something went bad. We don't know what it is, but we just taking a guess at it. And if that guess is correct, then come on, man. Come on now. Come on now. Need some real love. No pun intended. For real. Stop chasing after people for their looks and this and that, and start concentrating on people that really love you so you won't end up in these lawsuits. Because that's all a lot of these people want to do. Get what's in your pocket. They don't even want what's in your pants anymore. They want what's in your pocket. It's a damn shame. Man. I seen this article going around with that chick from Rock Nation. I don't know what's going on with her, but from as far as I see it, her and her daughter had some things, and she had got her daughter put into like this mental home. All I can say was her name, Desiree or Perez. All I can say, I can't believe she's working for Rock Nation because they're a respectable company. I don't see why people, I mean, when it comes to jobs, they usually look into your past. If all of this is true, I don't know what she's doing working with Rock Nation and all this when she's doing that to her daughter. To me, when I heard it all, it sounds like because we're living in the times where somebody's daughter could be dating the same person as their mother. 40s get there, you know. And it's a whole thing, and now you got your daughter. Pay attention to your family. If you can't treat your family right, how do you think you can go out in businesses and people? This is social media time, sweetheart. You doing bad to people out there and expect people not to throw something on your name? You're crazy. Just because you're standing by Jay-Z or whoever over there. No, it don't work like that. I don't care who you're standing next to over there. Rock Nation, rock this, rock that. If you're not a good person inside, people ain't going to believe in you. How could you do that to your daughter? How could you do that to your daughter? That's what we're trying to figure out. You got people running down on her. Look, man, get your life together. These are the people that this is the reason why you can't trust all these people. Don't trust people because they got some brand behind them or somebody you might like standing by the side of them. That doesn't mean make them a good person. And it's not necessary to say that Jay or Beyonce and them knew anything about this woman. I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm not in their circle. But far as I'm hearing about her, it ain't nothing good. It ain't anything good. Fix your life so when it spills out on social media and people see who you really are, you can. That's why I say a lot of these people, they get in front of here, they're making all this money, and meanwhile back at home, their family is crumbling. It's a sad thing that goes on in hip hop, and we got to do better. I don't care if you're a first time, second time, or third time millionaire. Treat your people better than that, and stop being out there just taking money from people when you know deep down inside you got family at home hurting. Take care of your people. And stop worrying about what other people are doing. I love you guys. I got a new video dropping at 11 o'clock today too. For all those people that might have, lost their step, lost their way, and trying to get it back to refresh their life, I need you guys to tune in, subscribe to the channel, like and share these videos because it helps the channel grow. And I know y'all been doing that, so I ain't gonna push it too much on you, but I do need the support. I love you guys, and shouts out to all the content creators putting out that good energy and putting out things that's, really growing their channel by some positivity. Sometimes you gotta throw a little negative in there just because that's just the situation that's at hand. But always put your positive, energy on top of that situation so you can outweigh it. Show the youth that, the wrongs in these types of situations. I ain't mad at you. I love you guys, man. So appreciate everybody giving you this New York City energy, man. I hope wherever you at, wherever you're tuning in from, you guys feel the same way. Your energy's up, you're feeling good. And that's always gonna highlight a better person within yourself, all right? Love you guys. Until next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Love y'all. Peace.